welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I wanted to do an energy work process to support us in grounding and processing everything that's been brought up by the election results. This past weekend I did a group session for my November meditation with a couple people, and then I realized it probably would be helpful to record it as a video. So that's what we'll be doing today. If you would like to join my group sessions in real time, I do them virtually every month, and you can check out my website, and that is where I'll post them, or subscribe to my newsletter, or follow me on Instagram. All the things. I will update in all those various places when the next one is. But for preparing for the session, I like to pull a card to get a sense of like what the theme should be. And for this month's meditation, I knew that I wanted to do it after the election. And so I pulled a card from my Herbal Astrology Oracle deck by Adriana Ayales, which I love very, very deeply for a lot of reasons. But the card that came up was Angel's Trumpet, which is the death card in this Oracle deck. And before I get into all that, since this will be an energy work process, I definitely invite you to take a second to pause, maybe get some water, maybe get a blanket, get cozy for when we transition into that portion of the video. But I just wanted to start with kind of talking about what's been coming up for me and how I'm perceiving this time from an energetic perspective to kind of create some context before we do the energy work process. But yeah, so the card that came up is 46, Angel's Trumpet, which is the death card. And so you can kind of see in this card like what the plant looks like and all of the different symbolism going on here. And when I pulled this card, I was like, oop, okay, period. Like, it is what it is. And I think there's the aspect of like, for me, I have gone through all of the waves of grief so far with the election results. I think I crashed out last week, and I'm sure a lot of you probably already have. So, you know, I have a little bit more space and capacity to look at it a little more objectively. And at the same time, I recognize that there's still a lot of sadness and fear and anxiety around what this result means for a lot of us for the next couple of years. And so I'm not making light of that at all. I just thought it was a very clear message of like, this moment in time really is a transition into a different quality of time on earth. And that is what the death card always represents to me. It's like an end, a closing, so that there's space for a new beginning. I'll read what the description says in the booklet just to give you guys more context. And then, yeah, we'll go into the energy process from there. So 46, Angel's Trumpet. Upright means breakdown, cathartic transformation, rising from the ashes, elimination, death, and shedding of the old. Its astrological ruler includes Pluto and Mars. And for the history of the plant, it says, Angel's trumpets have been an intoxicating scent and flowers that resemble angelic horns aimed downward, symbolizing the call of the angels to humanities. Plants in the Brugmansia genus and relatives like the Taurus have a history of use among shamans and magic practitioners, even though they are poisonous. Some South American indigenous groups like the Kamza, Javaro, and Ngano initiate their children at a young age into the path of curandismo, becoming a healer, by ingesting Angel's Trumpet during a flower ceremony. Javaro boys who walk the shamanic path are given the medicine at the age of 6 to acquire an external vision-producing soul that lets them communicate with ancestors called Arutam Wakani. Boys and their fathers go on long pilgrimages to sacred waterfalls where they engage in sacred bathing, fasting, and drinking of tobacco water. Then the Angel's Trumpet juice is ingested to effect contact with the supernatural, during which the Arutam Wakani appears as jaguars and anacondas and enters the boys' bodies. Curanderos, healers, within many traditions incorporate Angel's Trumpet into master plant brews like ayahuasca to enhance astral traveling and the spiritual experience. Other cultures around the world, including in Tibet, have also used these important poisonous plants within their practice. Many caution against the thoughtless use of Brugmansia and Datura, which can be severely toxic, and cause the kind of strong hallucinations and delirium that only experienced shamans should use for divination and healing. And then the guidance says, Angel's trumpet signals a time of catharsis or death. A deep emotional breakdown is due or near. You may feel lost in your own emotional despair, depression, shame, or unworthiness, but know the angels of discernment and darkness are here to support you. Coming eye to eye with the darkest feelings within yourself catalyzes the greatest awakening. Deeply pause, let go of control, and witness the broken pieces within yourself with loving awareness. The medicine of the bat symbolizes the need for a ritualistic death of relations, situations, or aspects of life. Bat, like angel's trumpet, signals catharsis and rebirth, signaling literal or metaphysical death of old patterns and worn out habits. Understand that you can reconstruct at any time, regardless of how shattered you might feel. That was a lot, but yeah, essentially I think for me, what this card was a reminder of is the fact that in terms of growth, like whether it's from like a spiritual perspective, just a personal growth perspective, there always is an element where you have to say goodbye to the old and let the old version of you die in order to create room for the new. And so it's interesting because I think in a lot of ways this election signals that process happening on a collective level where, you know, so many of us have this awareness that these systems that are in place, that the way capitalism function, the ways that systemic oppression function are not working, to the point that they are destroying our planet in many ways. And so I think there had to be something drastic to kind of signal like this version of being, this version of reality it's got to go, in order to create room for us to collectively go through that rebirth process. And even though that sounds like it makes sense, I recognize that like it's still scary, it's stressful and intense to go through in actuality. Like even on a personal level, when I first started my spiritual journey, it came through having a dark night of the soul and being extremely depressed and confused and scared, and just like personally going through a lot of turmoil. And even though there was a voice in the back of my head that was like, this is good for the plot, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna make sense, I was so like not okay for an extended period of time until I found energy work. And energy work created the space for me to kind of like sit with my feelings more, sit with what I was experiencing more, and process it on like a body level, on a more subtle level, as opposed to just thinking about it cognitively. And so I think as a collective, like that is part of what's going to get us through this period of time, just like really being present with everything with what's happening and holding space for what wants to come through each of us, because I honestly think that we all have different instructions we all have different directions for us to all get to the same point of liberation. And it's easy to kind of freak out and be like, okay, what now, but no one has that answer for you except for you. And so my intention and my hope with this energy work process is that it gives you some spaciousness to be able to come home to yourself, come back to yourself, come back to your own authentic feelings and emotions and thoughts around the current state of our world, so that you can decide and figure out how to best show up for you and how to show up in a way that is authentic for you. With that being said, I realized I didn't really give a lot of context on energy work specifically, so I'll do that and then we'll go into the process. So I specifically am a transformative energy work practitioner, and transformative energy work is a modality that I learned through my teacher, Kenneth Joffer, and I'll link to his website in the description. He's amazing. And it's essentially a synthesis of different healing traditions that he studied throughout his life. And I think the thing that I love about it the most is it's really focused on supporting people and showing up authentically on an energetic level. There are so many different things that we experience throughout our lives that kind of impact how we show up in the world, and transformative energy work is a modality that really allows you to unpack those things, clear those things, and create space to really like welcome back your authentic energy. And I think it's a really beautiful practice. It completely changed my life and really shaped how I move through the world. And I think it's created a lot of space for me to be really grounded and more at ease and just like more soft, you know? And so I love it. I think it's amazing. I think if this is your first time doing energy work, you might feel some sensations through your body. It might bring up a lot, you know, that you are able to cognitively place or not. All of that is fine. All of that is welcome. All of that belongs. So with that being said, I invite you to get comfortable, maybe get a blanket, get some water, and we're going to start with a couple deep breaths. And then I will set up an energetic container for this video for everyone that is watching this as a recording. And then we'll go through 2 processes to help with creating some spaciousness and really processing everything that's going on. And yeah, then we'll close out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing how this process supported you in the comments. Please let me know. But yeah, I invite you to get comfortable. I'm just gonna start with really connecting to our bodies, maybe saying hello to your body if you haven't already today. I like to just kind of like rub my legs and like bring my awareness into my body. And then taking a moment to notice the support of the seat underneath you, noticing what it feels like to be supported and held by the earth. And we're gonna start with taking a couple deep breaths. And as we take these deep breaths, I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze, starting with an inhale and an exhale. Releasing all that stagnant energy, releasing any tension in your body. Going in with another inhale and exhale. Seeing if you can sink into the support of the seat underneath you just a little bit more. And one last time, inhaling and exhaling. Really releasing any final wiggles, fully settling into your body. Good. So next we're going to set up our energetic container for this video and for this session today. So just imagining that there is a bubble in front of us, and imagining that we can bring in a grounding cord from the center of the earth and a universal cord from the cosmos to support this bubble. Allowing those energies to start to give this space structure. Seeing those energies move across the 4 walls, across the floor, across the ceiling. And really beginning to give this space some shape. We're going to imagine that this is a container that can have everything that we need to feel safe and comfortable and supported. It can have our favorite snacks, our favorite drinks. It can have lots of cozy blankets. And maybe it even has a bouncer at the door to make sure that we're able to keep in the energies that we want to, keep out the energies that we don't want to. I'm just imagining that we can wash over this container with elemental energies, starting with green earth energies, healing, nourishing water, healing wind, and transformative fire. And then washing over this container with golden sparkly energies, allowing it to be deeply nourished and supported. Good. Next, we're just going to imagine that we can set an intention for this container and for our time together. I love to set the intention that this is a space where transformation can be easy, where healing can be easy, I like to set the intention that this is a space where we can collaborate with each other and with our guides and with our benevolent ancestors, and also remain individuated and have our energies remain separate. I like to set the intention that this is a space where we can feel deeply resourced, deeply supported, and just feel deeply at ease. And if there's an intention that you would like to set for this space, I invite you to say it out loud or say it in your head. And then we're just going to imagine that any energies that do not align with the intentions that we've set for this space can be released into a little fire outside of our container. And now we can imagine that we are stepping into this container together, this container that exists outside of time. Finding a space to take a seat and get cozy and settled. And we're just going to imagine that we can start to turn our awareness to our own energy bubbles, our own auras. Starting with just taking a moment to notice what is happening at the edges of your aura. And really trusting your intuition, your inner wisdom to give you any information that you need. Noticing if there are any tears or gaps. Noticing if there are any pockets of sluggish energy. And taking a moment to see how much of the energy in your space is authentic. If you were to get a number on a scale from 0 to 100, what percentage of the energies in your field are authentic? And once you have that number, I'm just going to imagine that you can hold on to it as a reference point. And we're just going to start with grounding and calling back our authentic energies. So we're going to imagine that you can clear your current grounding cord and pull in a fresh new grounding cord from the center of the earth, saying a spirit to spirit hello to the earth. Just imagining that that grounding cord is starting to ground your authentic energies and bring in supportive green earth energies to ground your entire body, especially your lower centers, and just feeling the earth giving you permission to be here, permission to feel supported and held, and just noticing what that feels like in your body. Next, we're going to imagine that we can clear our current universal cord, and and bring in a fresh new universal chord from the center of the cosmos to kick in at the top of our head. And imagining that we can pour in golden universal energy to start to clear our crown, our third eye, and our throat, allowing us to have clear perception. And then imagining that we can see those universal energies flowing down our back channels, cleansing and clearing. And then bringing those energies up to the front to mix with the earth energies that we called in, creating the perfect blend of energies for us today. And then we're just going to imagine that those energies can flow up our front channels, cleansing and clearing. And then once they get to the top of our head, imagining that they can spill out of the top of our head and flow into our field 360 degrees like a fountain, cleansing and clearing. Next, we're just going to imagine that we can start to release any energies that are blocked, heavy, stuck, or inauthentic. Imagining that those energies can be curled up into little paper balls and released into little waste baskets outside of our field. Releasing any matching pictures or cords, any energies that are not ours to carry. And just letting those energies release sweetly and gently. You don't have to name them or know exactly what they are. It's safe to just let them go. And next, just imagining that we can invite our benevolent ancestors and guides to support us in recalling our authentic energies from all times, spaces, and dimensions into a bright golden sun at the top of our field. That's about twice the size of our field. Imagining that it has a little magnet in it to really pull all of these energies into it, recalling our energies from the past, calling our energies from our devices, and really starting to close out any extra mental tabs. Calling our energies from the future, from any future concerns or worries. And just imagining that these energies, that are authentic energies, can be blessed, updated, healed, enhanced, and brought into current time through this golden sun. Imagining that these energies are being brought into current time. And when you're ready, imagining your authentic energies pouring into your field from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet and out into your field, filling in the spaces that you released energy from. Awesome. And then just taking a minute to check back in with yourself, noticing, if you ask the question now, how much of the energies in your field are authentic, noticing if that number has shifted at all. And now we're going to start to work with releasing some of the collective energies that might have come into your space as a result of the election, and releasing any other energies that are not yours, that are ready to be released, whether it's collective or ancestral or familial. And we're going to do this by releasing all of those energies into a bubble in front of us so that we can have space to really look at them and notice them and work with them a little bit more skillfully, as opposed to them taking up space in our own field. And so on our next exhale, we're just going to imagine that you can release all of the energies that are ready to be released into a bubble in front of you. Starting with an inhale and exhale. Good. One more inhale and exhale. Letting it all go. Really giving yourself permission to let those energies sit in front of you. And now I invite you to just notice anything about this bubble and these energies that might stick out to you, whether that's color, shape, size, density. And when you're ready, you're just going to imagine that you can call in a grounding cord and a universal cord to support this bubble, beginning to release any unlearned lessons into our Akashic record from this bubble. And then just allowing these energies to release the energies that they need to, and call in the energies that they need to from the universe and from the earth. And as this happens, just noticing if there are any shifts in how this bubble appears. And when you're ready, imagining that you can wash over this bubble with golden sparkly energies, and invite this bubble to dissolve and release those energies as an offering to earth, or recycle them back into your field. Once again, you're going to imagine that you can clear your current grounding cord and pull in a fresh new grounding cord from the center of the earth, having that grounding cord connect with the bottom of your feet or the base of your spine. Again, feeling the earth grounding your authentic energies, supporting you and starting to release any energies that you need to. Clearing your universal cord and pulling in a brand new universal cord from the center of the cosmos. Clearing your crown, your third eye, and your throat. And then imagining that you can start to release any energies that are blocked, heavy, stuck. Imagining them crumpling up like little paper balls and being released into little waste baskets outside of your field. And then again, inviting your benevolent ancestors and guides to support you in recalling your authentic energy from all times, spaces, and dimensions into a bright sun at the top of your field. Having these energies be blessed, updated, healed, enhanced through this golden sun and brought into current time. and beamed in from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet and out into your fields, filling the spaces that you released energy from. And next, we're just going to work with pictures, matching pictures, or moments in time. This process is an opportunity to really work with the moments that are related to the emotional triggers that the election might have brought up. So if it brought up a lot of fear or anxiety or worry, we're going to work with the moments that were the first times where we felt those emotions to really support in resourcing those moments and resourcing those versions of ourselves, whether that's like our inner child or inner teenager, to really give us more spaciousness to respond to this moment, again, from an authentic place and from a fully resourced place. So we're just going to imagine that, again, whatever feelings the election results brought up for you, whether that is anxiety, fear, despair, anger, and imagine that you can call in little pictures in front of you to represent the first times that you felt those emotions. You can imagine them sitting in front of you in little Polaroid pictures. And if it's a little intense, you can scooch them back a little bit, or make them smaller, or make them black and white. Whatever is most supportive for you. And just taking a moment to notice how these pictures are making you feel. Noticing if there's any intensity there. And then we're just going to imagine that, again, you can call in a grounding cord from the center of the earth and a universal cord from the center of the cosmos to support these pictures and these moments in time. Imagining that they can start to release any unlearned lessons into your Akashic record. And that they can really receive any energies that they need to and release any energies that they need to through this grounding cord from the earth and through this universal cord from the cosmos. Imagining that you can wash over these pictures with golden sparkly energies, allowing them to dissolve, and sending these energies forward in time and backward in time. To really support all aspects of yourself being deeply nourished and resourced. And when you're ready, I invite you to, for one last time, clear your current grounding cord, bring in a fresh new grounding cord from the center of the earth, really grounding your lower centers and grounding your authentic energies, giving you permission to feel held and supported by the earth. I invite you to clear your current universal cord and bring in a fresh new universal cord from the center of the cosmos, again really clearing your crown, your third eye, and your throat to support you in having clear perception. And then again, we're going to release any energies that are blocked, heavy, stuck, imagining them crinkling up into little paper balls and releasing them into waste baskets in front and behind us, releasing any remaining matching pictures or cords. And then lastly, you're going to imagine that you can invite your benevolent ancestors and guides to support you in recalling all of your authentic energy from all times, spaces, and dimensions. Having those energies be beamed into this golden sun where they can be blessed, updated, healed, enhanced, and brought into current time. And when you're ready and that sun is nice and full, I invite you to imagine those energies pouring into your field from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet, really nourishing every cell and organ in your body and spilling out into your fields, filling all the spaces that you released energy from. Good. And as you prepare to go back out into the world, continue spending time on social media and interacting with people, I just want to invite you to shield yourself and the energies that align with your intention and the energies that you would like to receive. I usually invite my I Am Source Light to shield me in love and ease, and just notice that shield coming in and forming around my bubble and my aura. And so whatever intentions resonate with you, just imagining that you can call upon that I Am Source Light to really support you in receiving those energies, moving forward with the rest of your day, and having any energies that don't align with your intention set outside of your field. And then I just invite you to press a big reset button on your belief structures, on your reality, on your self-talk. I invite you to again check in with what percentage of the energy in your field is authentic now as we close out this session. Imagining that you can send a spiritual text to your homies to let them know that you leveled up. And boom, when you're ready, you can start to slowly come back to the room that you're in. And slowly come back to your body, maybe wiggling your fingers, rolling your ankles, wiggling your toes. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me to do some energy work and really ground after the intensity of the election. This is a process that you can come back to as often as you would like. I invite my guides and your guides to make sure that if any of my energies got stuck in your field, I'm able to recall them back clean and clear. If any of your energies got stuck in mine, I send them back to you clean and clear. Inviting the guys to do a final sweep and make sure everyone's good. And then I'm gonna invite this container to stay open since this video is going to be available outside of time. And yeah, this is something that you can come back to whenever you feel like feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of the collective and all the collective energies, or if you just want to reground. And yeah, I plan to make more energy work meditations. So if there's a specific topic that you're looking for support on, please let me know. If you would like to join a group meditation in real time, definitely follow me and subscribe to my newsletter to find out about the next one. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, if there's a specific challenge that you're navigating that you want more individual support with, feel free to reach out to me as well, or book some time using the link on my website. And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys so much. I'm wishing you a blessed, easeful rest of your day. We got this. We save us. We always do. Bye.